Hey everyone, hope you well. This is CoinsKid, just going on to Bitcoin, but the CoinsKid cruise. So in this particular cycle where we created this top just there for Bitcoin and crypto, we did something just there that I think may happen just there. Okay, and I'll go through this with you. And again, there's no bias, but something that happened in that cycle top in 2017 happened again just there in 2021, and I'm anticipating, if my analysis is correct, we may actually see it on the 1.618 at 5.63 trillion. Now, why am I looking at it as a potential target? Now, this is a total 2 chart. This is not Bitcoin, but although obviously it's the same as Bitcoin, but this is a total chart. We need to pay attention to this chart because, you know, what we have to see in the short term, you see this 1.272 fib, this is exactly where we found resistance in December of 2024. We found resistance and we've got this potential A into a B into a C, and like I've taught you, 1, 2, waterfall 3, 4, 5 in C. We've got a compression pattern which is called a falling wedge, and this is a pattern that we're trading on Bitcoin. It's broke out, back test, see you later. So it looks as though it's trying to take out the 1.272 fib, and this is what we have to see. If we do see this, then I think there's all the chance we could run to the 1.618 if we start to see something that happened basically on this top and this top at the 1.618. I'm all out, okay, and I'll relay that to you. So the characteristics of the top is really simple. It's basically total 2 comes up. When Bitcoin comes down like this, Bitcoin makes a lower high to its previous pivot high, but total 2 is doing exactly the same, but it's breaking out. Okay, that's exactly what we saw there, and that's exactly what we saw there in that cycle top. And if you take a look, this was 2017, this was 2021, and right on cue as a potential scenario, as a run to the 1.618, we may start to see the characteristics of a cycle top again. Right on cue 4 years later, so 2017, 2021 and 2025. So I do anticipate the cycle could be over this year basically, and I'm looking for more confidence and data obviously in the structure in the charts. But you know, if we do start to see what happened there and what happened there, it happens here, you know, that's it, it's over, and I relay that to you. So there's all the chance that it may not even happen, it might not even happen again, who knows, no one's got a crystal ball, we can't guarantee these things in crypto. But you know, one thing I'm looking at, if you go from this cycle bottom here in 2018, so from the bottom to the top, you can clearly see that we came up in this impulse and snagged a 1.618 Fibonacci extension where we rolled into the correction. Okay, we had that huge pullback. So right now it may be a case we are about to do the same. Now we've met this minimal target, the 1.272, and this is where we've actually been correcting. So what we don't want to see here is a lower high where it makes a lower high and drops. If you do start to see that structure, okay, we're projecting down just like we were there way back when, for anyone that remembers, in 2022. We was looking for the 5 waves of death in 2022. We got the one into the pullback 2, into the waterfall 3, into the pullback 4, and then the final 5th wave. We was all in down here, and this is something we do on the channel. 5 waves up, you're all out. 5 waves down, you're all in. And this is why we jumped in just there recently in April, because we saw the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. So this is a big ABC, and that was a small ABC, a falling wedge. This is a bigger falling wedge which we traded, and this is all in the past. But anyway, this is what we look at. We look at patterns on this channel. We look at 5 waves counter, you know, 5 waves up, you don't buy, 5 waves down, you buy basically. And we're always looking for this opportunity on micro and macro timeframes. So right now we have to see this 1.272 taken out at 3.64 trillion. If we do start to see that taken out, I think we'll enter some kind of price discovery here, and we're looking for that 1.618. What happens there is the S&P 500 run into resistance. You know, are we seeing the characteristics where total 2 is breaking out against Bitcoin's lower high right on cue at 1.618 4 years later? I hope you understand what I'm saying with this analysis. Okay, let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now to see what we can see. So looking at Bitcoin on the 5-day time frame, you know, it's a very important time frame in my opinion. It gives us a bigger macro view. You know, it's not too zoomed out, but it's not too zoomed in, and we can just get a broader view of the direction of the overall trend. And at the moment, the trend is your friend until the end. I think the 5-day time frame is a very important time frame to pay attention to. So you can clearly see, you know, we bottomed down here in 2022. We've got our ass back above. We transitioned from red, which is your downtrend, into yellow, into green, which is your uptrend, and we've been holding this ribbon ever since. Look at that, and we've came back to it once, twice, 3 times and 4 times, okay, and found support where we start to range back up. So what I'm looking for right now, you clearly see we are doing pretty well on the 5-day time frame. We get the highest closes ever for Bitcoin, so we're just looking for the continuation there. If we start to take this range out, boom, we're in price discovery, you know, and this beautiful uptrend is, you know, well on track here for Bitcoin. We're making the higher highs, higher lows as she goes, and she's above the CoinsKid ribbon, which is really important, because the minute we start to lose it, like we did here way back in 2021, is the minute it's over, isn't it? You know, you got your big macro correction coming in, and at that point in time, we just got to look for the 5 waves of death down, just pretty much like we've got here. We've got the big 1, 2, waterfall 3, come back in a 4, and you find a 5th wave down. And there was a lot of increased probability that that was a buying opportunity. You got your lovely little reversal pattern that we traded. This candle here, go back to the videos, we've got our ass back above a 20-week EMA, which I relayed to you as well, which is a bullish statement from Bitcoin that can't be ignored. And that was early January we did that, and I relayed that to you. From this point, you know, there's a video pinned on my Twitter that I said to you, I think Bitcoin's going to come up here impulsively to the 1.272 fib at 95k. A lot of people unsubscribed, said no way, but that one key data point was absolutely boss, okay, that I relayed to you, the 20-week EMA. So along the way, you know, we keep coming down, we're holding it, we're not necessarily turning to resistance. You can clearly see here, you come down, you turn it into resistance, it's not a good sign. So this is why at the moment I still remain bullish, because technically we're above the 20, we're holding the ribbon, and we're making a series of high highs and high lows. So I'm looking for the end game signals here, which is pretty much what we got on this top in 2021. So we've got the macro A into the higher high bull trap B, rolled over in the C, and just like this here, we've got the A into the higher high B, rolled over in the C. So I'm looking at a very similar situation. You know, this big macro falling wedge with the expanded flat ABC is the same as what we've got in December. So from there, you can clearly see we came up impulsively, correctively, and we broke out. Beautiful. So possibly impulsively, correctively, looking to continue just like we did in this leg from this bottom of a falling wedge. So it's calling my primary that Bitcoin is bullish, and we're looking for price discovery. But obviously in the charts, I can't guarantee it's going to do it, but I'm looking for the structure to give us more clues. If we start to see what we did there, you know, like that, we start to turn it to resistance, okay, it's not a good look. And at that point, you've got some kind of big macro ABC here for Bitcoin. So I'll keep you updated as best I can, but so far, so good. You know, the 5 waves of death, we always buy on any time frame. You see 5 waves down, you buy, and this is something I relayed to you, and it's equally something I relayed to you on that little leg down last Monday. I said to you, there's 5 waves. So let's zoom in on the 4-hourly right now to see what we can see for Bitcoin, okay? So my primary count at the moment, I've relayed this to you in recent videos, is the fact that from this bottom here, we've come up in a 1, called up in a 2, broke out in a 3, went sideways in a 4, broke out in a 5. So at this point, after 5 waves up, I did say to you, I expect some kind of correction. It was in all the videos and the tweets. A lot of people, when this broke out, you know, unsubscribed and said an idiot and things like that. But what I think we've got here is an A into a B into a C. So I was looking at this buy zone of a C wave, 1, 2, waterfall 3, come up 4, 5, final 5th wave. What a buy zone. And I relayed that to you last week. It was 5 waves down, 5 waves of death. Whenever you see 5 waves up, you don't buy. Whenever you see 5 waves up down, you buy basically. And what we've seen from here right now is a resistance retest of the channel, called up, broke out. So we've got some kind of 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a potential 4 into a 5 into the resistance of the highs, possible correction, and then a continuation. So that is where right now you have your stop losses for Bitcoin to negate the fact that that's impulsive to the upside, and this is an expanded flat correction and it's over basically. And what you've done, you've come up in a 1, expanded flat wave 2, and right now you went vertical in a 3rd wave, where you're entering price discovery, and we're looking for Bitcoin to march on to at least 120k in this bull market and potentially further, okay? So that's basically it with Bitcoin. We're looking very, very powerful here for Bitcoin against all odds and expectations. Like I said to you, the A, the B from December, the expanded flat 3-wave move up is corrective, not impulsive. We've got the pullback 1, breakdown 1, sorry, pull back in a 2, and like I've taught you, you always see the waterfall 3 that breaks support or breaks resistance. So this is my primary at the moment. There's your all-time high. Bitcoin's ran up in a 1, expanded flat wave 2, and right now you're going vertical in a 3rd wave. So that in theory, if the correction's over, that is exactly where you put your stops on last Monday's low for Bitcoin. Really, really simple technical analysis, okay? And obviously if it rolls over and negates the trade, and it is what it is, it's unfortunate. But you know, at the moment, I'm going to give it credit where it's due. I actually think Bitcoin's pretty bullish, okay, going forward, because the time frame and obviously most importantly the crystal ball as well, which I created for yourselves, is showing liquidity coming back into this market. So if you take a look at the crystal ball right now, you can clearly see it's trending up with Bitcoin. We've got this correction, this pullback, this is coming up, coming back, and then breaking out the range. So Bitcoin is tracking it like an absolute boss at the moment. So over the next week or so, we should have some kind of little pullback, potentially a wave 2, and then boom, we've gone basically. So this is a 1 into a 2 into a 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, and we're breaking out impulsively right there for Bitcoin. So this is exactly where you put your stops, around about 100k, the low that we put in last Monday for Bitcoin. So I'll leave you with that. Hope you understand the update. Stay up, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.